Assalamu alaikum. Today we are doing crush paper impression. For the crush paper impression, we have to make landscape drawing first. For the drawing, you have to start from one end towards the other end. Okay, for make a curve like this. Okay, after making this big curve, you just extend the curve, okay, bit like this, okay, just a little gap, and then move it up. After completing this, we have to come to the trees. For the trees, you have to make the trunk part first, and after completing the trunk part, just complete the upper part. 1, 2, and then I'll make the same these two trees, this side on the other side also. I'll just first make the trunk part, complete the trunk, make the upper part of the tree in a curly way. The same thing I'll repeat it here. Make the trunk part. Now complete the upper part. Now after completing the trees, we have to leave some area, some spaces for I'll just erase it from here, from the top. It's very high. I just move it a little down so that I should have some clouds as well. Now like this, this. After completing the drawing, just take a crush paper, take a few pieces, any paper, just crush them in your hand, okay, and then we will dip this crush paper in paint, and we will use this crush paper as a brush. Okay, instead of brush, we are using this crush paper. So let's start taking it. I'm starting from the green color first. Green. Okay, for this I'm just taking a green color, okay, on a crush paper. Now I'm start putting it here like this, because it's a crush paper impression, so we are using a paper instead of brush. Like this, you will just dab and move it. Some areas it will be light shade, some areas darker, so leave it, go ahead. Okay, the same way, when you will feel the paint is going to finish, you will just dip it again in the paint a little bit and then start it. So for spreading also, so where the paint is more, you just take the paint from there and then start spreading it like this. Finish this green color for the crush paper like this. I'm taking from the center one, because center side the paint is more. I need little more paint, so I'm dipping it again in paint this sides like this. Now I'll feel that some spaces are still left, so I'm just turning the page so that it should not go beyond the outline. I'll be here in the outline provided. Okay, I just turn the page. After completing this green color, I'm taking a small crushed paper. I'm taking a yellow color, okay, and I'm just adding. Let it dry for some time. After it will dry, we have to add yellow. Okay, now if it will take a little bit time, so for that I'll just start putting yellow on the top part of the tree here. Till then it will get dry, and then we'll mix it here. So I'll start completing yellow here. Till then the yellow will dry. Again one more tree. You'll start dabbing it like this and try to be in the line only, okay, outline provided. Now go ahead on the second, third tree, other side like this. And then I'll continue on the fourth one. It's quite simple and easy activity. It will not take much time and you can finish it. It's interesting. Crushed paper activity. It's interesting for you all. Okay, now I think our green is dry enough. So I'm taking this yellow on a crushed paper and I'm still putting it like this in a dab form. I'm just dabbing it one by one so the color will mix it here. Okay, the same thing, I'll just put little more paint. I'll just turn a paper because it's easy for me to turn a paper instead of you'll just be a little worried like what to do now. You can just turn a paper in your direction, whatever is convenient for you. The same thing, I'll repeat it here. I'll just start taking the paint whenever it is required. Otherwise, if it is not required, you just go ahead, start dabbing it and try to complete it. Now the same thing with the yellow, I need a little more. It is, see, with this I think we finished. We are trying to finish our yellow and green for the grass, the crushed paper impression. The last you have to be, see, like this. We have done. The same thing will continue for the brown. I'll just take this paper and you should be careful. You should not use darker color paper on a lighter shade because that impression will come. So for that you should take a new paper. I'm using the yellow colored paper because yellow is little lighter shade and I'm using a brown one now. I'm starting from brown, so I'm starting putting it here, brown, like this, with the help of crushed paper, the corners, the sides of it, like this. You'll continue. For this activity you can use paints, okay, you can use poster color paint, you can use acrylic paints, you can use watercolor paint bottles, okay, which is available in the bottle, you can use and you can just complete it. And it is not at all difficult for you. It's quite simple and easy activity. Just it requires little patience in this. Okay, now after completing this brown, okay, I'm going ahead to the other side. See, I'm turning the paper wherever it is required. Instead of spoiling my work, I should turn a paper wherever it is required and it's convenient and easy for me, like this. This done. For the brown as well, after completing brown, green, yellow, I'll take brown, I'll take green color back for the trunk, for the trees. So I'll just take my green color. Okay, for this green, it's up to you. If you want to use the same color, you can use this one, as well as you can have the lighter shade as well, or a darker shade. So I'm mixing both the greens together, the one which I have used here, and I have one more shade of green. So I'm using both the greens together to complete the tree, like this. You can see I have to complete it like this. The same thing, I'll repeat it here. I'm using both the greens, light and dark, both the greens together to complete the trunk, or sorry, the top part of the tree. This way. Okay. Now I'll just turn the paper this way, the other side. I'm trying to complete it. And the same thing, I'll repeat it for the other tree as well, the other side, both the trees. So start dabbing it and finish it both the sides. Now after completing green, brown, yellow, all the colors, I'm taking a crushed paper, a small piece, and I'm dipping this in a blue shade, blue color paint, and then the same thing I'll repeat for the sky. Okay, now for me it's easy if I'll just turn the page like this, start dabbing it the same way we have done it, and then we will continue, leaving the white space empty for the clouds wherever you have done. Rest all we will have it green. The same thing I repeat it on the other side. The same thing I'll repeat it here as well. Like this. Now turn a paper and then repeat it here in the corners. With this we have done. Okay, with our work, the crushed paper impression. Hope you like it, and it's quite easy, simple. It will not take much time as well. So towards the end, just leave it, let it dry for some time. Then I'll be using my scale and a color pencil. I'm taking a red color pencil and I'm just drawing the outline for it, so that this will be the final image, and it is here. Just complete the outline. You have to be careful because it's still wet, it's not dry. Complete 1, 2, 3 sides, and this is the fourth one. Hope it's easy work for you, it's easy activity, it will not take you much time, you will love doing it. This is quite simple activity. Thank you very much. See you inshallah in next activity.